Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Jammie Storytime Live. We're going to start story time now. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, sit so still. All right, let's sing The More We Get Together. The more we get together, together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Great job. Okay, let's read our first book. It is called The Bear and the Piano by David Litchfield. The Bear and the Piano. One day in the forest, a young bear cub found something he'd never seen before. What could the strange thing be, he thought. Shyly, he touched it with his stubby paws. Plonk! The strange thing made an awful sound. So the bear left. But the next day he came back. And the day after that, too. And for days and weeks and months and years, until eventually the sounds that came from the strange thing were beautiful. And the bear had grown big and strong and grizzly. When the bear played, he felt so happy. The sounds took him away from the forest, and he dreamed of strange and wonderful lands. It wasn't long before all the other bears in the forest were drawn to the clearing. Every night, a crowd gathered to listen to the magical melodies coming from the bear and the strange thing. Then one night, a girl and her father came across the clearing. They told the bear that the strange thing was a piano, and that sounds it made were music. Come to the city with us, they said. There's lots of music there. You can play grand pianos in front of hundreds of people and hear sounds so beautiful they will make your fur stand on end. The bear knew that if he left the forest, the other bears would be very sad. But he longed to explore the world beyond the woods, to hear more wonderful music, and to play bigger and better than before. And before long, the bear's name was up in big, bright lights in the big, bright city. He played sold-out concerts in giant theaters. Every night he performed with such passion and such grace, to wild applause and standing ovations and huge admiration. The bear recorded albums that went platinum. He was interviewed for magazines. He won awards. He met new people every day and created headlines everywhere he went. The city was everything he had hoped it would be, but deep down, something tugged at the bear's heart. He had fame and awards and all the music in the world, but he missed the forest. He missed his old friends. He missed his home. So the bear decided to go back. He speedily crossed the river and excitedly pounded into the forest. He couldn't wait to tell his friends about his time in the city. But when the bear reached the familiar clearing, it was empty. No piano, no bears, no anything. the bear started to worry that his friends had forgotten about him, or that they were angry that he had left them behind. Then a friend stepped into the clearing. "Hello," cried the bear. "I'm back. I've missed you so much." Without saying a word, the gray bear ran back into the trees. "Wait," called the bear. "I'm sorry I left. Please, stop." But his friend just kept running. The bear stumbled after him, moving deeper and deeper into the forest, until he saw something that made his fur stand on end. For the bear had not been forgotten. His friends were angry but proud. The bear realized that no matter where he went or what he did, they would always be there watching from afar. They had even kept the piano safe in the shade, ready for his return. So after the bear had told his friends about his life in the city and the many concerts he had played, he sat down to play once more, this time for the most important audience of all. The end. All right. We're going to sing a song called "Grr, Grr, Went the Big Brown Bear." Grr, grr, went the big brown bear one day. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear. Grr, grr, went the big brown bear one day. And they all went grr, grr, grr. But we know bears go huggy, huggy, hug. Huggy, huggy, hug. Huggy, huggy, hug. We know bears go huggy, huggy, hug. And they don't go grr, grr, grr. Good job. All right, and let's do "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Okay, our second book for today is called "Poco and the Drum" by Matthew Forsythe. Poco and the Drum. The biggest mistake Poco's parents ever made was giving her a drum. They had made mistakes before, like the slingshot and the llama and the balloon. But the drum was the biggest mistake. "We shouldn't have given her that drum," said her father. "What?" said her mother. "The drum is too loud. I can't hear you." "The drum was a big mistake," said her father. "That sounds like a wonderful idea," said her mother, who still couldn't hear what he was saying. The next day, her father said, "Poco, why don't you take your drum outside for a little while? But don't make too much noise. We're just a little frog family that lives in a mushroom, and we don't like drawing attention to ourselves." Poco agreed, and she set out as quietly as she could. It had just rained, and the forest was sparkling like an emerald. And it was very quiet. Too quiet. Poco started tapping on her drum, but something stirred behind her. A raccoon playing a banjo started following her, so Poco hit her drum louder. And then a rabbit playing a trumpet started following them, but Poco kept playing her drum. And then a wolf, who couldn't really play anything but was very happy to be near the music, joined in, and Poco still played her drum. But then the wolf ate the rabbit, and Poco stopped playing her drum and faced the wolf and said, "No more eating band members or you're out of the band." "I'm sorry," said the wolf, and he meant it. And then they all started playing again, and soon there were crowds of animals playing instruments. And a crowd of animals following them around, enjoying the music. And they were all following Poco. "Poco, your dinner is ready," shouted her father. No one answered, but he could hear music in the distance. And the music grew louder and louder until the crowd swept through the house and carried Poco's parents off into the woods. "Oh no," said her father. "Oh dear," said her mother. "And I think that's Poco down in the front," said her father. And you know what? What, her mother said. Who just was getting to the best part of her book? "I think she's pretty good." And no one could hear what he was saying. But if they could, they would have all agreed. The end. All right, now let's sing "Ah Went the Little Green Frog." Ah went the little green frog one day. Ah went the little green frog. Ah went the little green frog one day. And they all went ah. But we know frogs go sha-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na. We know frogs go sha-na-na-na-na, and they don't go ah. All right. Thanks for coming to Jammie Storytime Live. Let's sing our goodbye song. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. With our friends it's story time. We wave goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. With our friends it's story time. We clap goodbye like this. Thank you. Good night.